Where the hell is Burch? He's meant to be here 45 minutes ago. Ah, bloody hell. Oh, there you are.
Okay. Sean, sorry I'm late.
Are you okay?
You on the door's locked.
Yeah, the doors are locked.
The windows?
Yeah, the windows are locked, yeah. What's up?
Oh my god,
You okay? You seem a bit...
I have stumbled upon a major government conspiracy. Okay? Flipping hell.
What? What are you talking about?
I know who did it, Sean. I know who did it.
Who did what?
I know who the Zodiac Killer is.
You're trying to tell me that you know who the Zodiac Killer is?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a bit more composed now. Yes, yeah, I have figured out who he is. Or she.
Or she. Right, okay. You already sound a little bit unsure about it.
Okay, well, when I say I know who it is,
right,
I've narrowed it down.
You've narrowed it down.
This person was active about 50 years ago, Sean. The fact that I've narrowed it down to a small percentile of the population, I think that's kudos to me. And,
well, I must say I'm impressed. I mean, what is this talking about, like a serial killer who was active in the late 60s and early 70s in California?
Yeah, that's right.
And one of the great unsolved crimes of the era. To this day, the case is still open.
Well, you say to this day.
To this day, the case is still open, but you'll say you're ready to close the book on this one.
Pretty confident.
Okay. Well, I must say, I'm very impressed. I'm really looking forward to finding out who did it. I mean, what was it? 5 deaths. 5 deaths that were proven to be linked to the Zodiac Killer. He claimed he killed as many as 37. This is a guy who sent loads of cryptographic messages to newspapers and to the police, taunting them.
Yeah, sending bits of bloody cloth into the
newspapers. Yeah. So yeah, this is, I mean, at the time, a massive thing, and especially the fact that nobody was ever pinned down for it. So I'm excited to hear what you're going to say. Very excited. Right.
Well, where to begin? I think we should say a few of the Zodiac's traits first of all.
Yeah.
For one thing,
get inside the mind of the killer.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to lay it down for you.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, he liked murdering people.
Ah, so the Zodiac Killer liked to kill people.
That's right.
Curious.
But despite popular misconception, he didn't kill Zodiacs.
He didn't kill Zodiacs?
No, not one.
Wait, but hang on. Every person he killed, did they have a Zodiac sign?
You're reading my mind, Sean. You're reading my mind.
Okay. See, it's one level deeper. It's one level deeper.
So everyone that he ever killed was born in a certain month between January and December.
Wow. Okay, I can see that you've really thought about this.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't just a passing phase. I've been researching this for years.
Okay. Right, any other details you can enlighten us with?
So yeah, he liked killing people. A few other traits of the Zodiac Killer. His calling card. Whenever he'd leave the crime scene, he'd go like that, and then he'd say, "I don't like Mondays."
Really? He didn't like Mondays. Wow, I can think of a couple of other people who don't like Mondays. That's funny. That immediately, 2 people spring to mind. I'll be interested to see if these are in your list of suspects.
Well, one of them, I thought Garfield, the cat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Garfield the cat, yeah.
So I think he's a suspect who we could delve a bit deeper into. So he didn't like Mondays.
And neither did Bob Geldof. That was the other person that sprang into my mind.
Yes.
But he didn't know why he didn't like Mondays. He needed somebody to explain it to him.
But there's a lot of mystery involved, so maybe that adds to the fact that he didn't quite know why he liked the Mondays, which makes it even harder to pin down him as a murderer because there's no active motive.
No, that's true.
He's not sure why he does this.
Other thing that Bob Geldof doesn't like, poverty. Really doesn't like poverty, I'm told.
No, that's true, yeah. So another thing, at a couple of the crime scenes, there was a few little traces of lasagna found.
Is that right?
That's true.
What, like a bit of minced beef? Maybe some
pasta
sheets?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. A bit of melted cheese. That kind of strong, nice kind of pastry smell in the air.
Right.
I mean, one of them was debunked because it was two people that seemed to be at a picnic, two of the victims.
Yeah.
But
and this is very circumstantial, isn't it? I mean, it places somebody who doesn't like Mondays and doesn't like lasagna there, but potentially there's more than one person other than Garfield who has those qualms with life.
Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Maybe Garfield and Geldof were in cahoots.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just one Zodiac killer. It was two people perpetrating it together.
Well, potentially. I was thinking for years maybe it was just one person, but then I thought due to the kind of intelligence and the wit and cunning of this killer, maybe it's more than one person.
Yeah.
And I think Garfield and Geldof more than suit the bill.
Those dastardly bastards. And, I suppose maybe the Mondays thing is what brought them together. They both met in prison. Something like that, shared a common interest of hate of Mondays. Maybe Garfield even got Geldof into lasagna. And maybe Geldof really turned Garfield against poverty.
Yeah.
Which he was famously for.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Garfield loved a bit of poverty for years and years. That
Yeah.
was like the staple of his comic. Poor old John Arbuckle.
Yeah. Living in destitution. All at the whim of this stripy, intelligent cat, voiced by Bill Murray.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he tied into this at all, Bill Murray?
Well, yeah, it's a pretty big web. This murder scenario we've got here. So I think Bill Murray, being the voice, of course, of Garfield, does have a part to play in the murders. He would have only been quite young during the time. Maybe like in his late teens, roughly when the first murder happened. But old enough to kill.
Certainly, yeah. That's what they say. Old enough to have a malt down at the old malt shop. Old enough to kill, as the old American saying goes.
It is a classic American saying.
What was the second Garfield film called? Was it just called Garfield 2, or did it have a kind of witty tagline to it?
A Tale of Two Kitties, wasn't
it? A Tale of Two Kitties, thank you. I knew there was something. I'm so glad that you remembered that.
The British are coming, the British are coming.
Oh, so that's something from the trailer now, is it?
Yeah. I like how, because Bill Murray doesn't have an agent, so like with all his film roles, people just kind of like call him at his house.
Yeah.
So if it goes to answer phone and he's not bothered to pick it up, he could miss out on some pretty good like film roles.
But he's so glad then that he picked up the phone that
day. Oh,
day.
Absolutely. And they said to him, because the guy who made it was Joel Cohen.
Guy who made what?
Garfield, spelt Cohen. And Bill Murray assumed that it was the Coen brothers.
Right, a different Joel Cohen. Oh, that's so funny. Imagine if the Coen brothers had done the Garfield films.
Oh,
that would be something else.
Well, Steve Buscemi would have ended up decimated in some sort of way.
Well, he would have been Arbuckle, presumably. He would have been John.
Oh, he would have made a great Arbuckle.
That would have been great. Oh, the Garfield that could have been. Just one letter away, the world was. That H in Cohen.
But he must have been like, I've always wanted to work with the Coen brothers. I love their films.
Yeah.
And then like arriving on set, it's like, who are you? It's like, I'm Joel Cohen. Shit. Oh no, arriving on set. Yeah, of course, because he wore the Garfield suit while filming.
Yeah, it was like Andy Serkis doing Gollum or King Kong.
Well, they were going to do it as CGI, like put it in post-production, but they liked what he was doing so much.
Yeah,
he had so
good.
much character and so much pizzazz that they just kept Bill Murray in a Garfield suit.
And he was eating so much lasagna on set anyway.
Well, he is a method actor.
So potentially, the time he spent getting into the mind of Garfield might have driven him a little bit mad, much as the way that, Heath Ledger supposedly did getting the mind of the Joker, or Jim Carrey getting into the head of Andy Kaufman for Man on the Moon. Maybe Bill Murray had got into the head of Garfield so much and potentially did some copycat murders.
Well, I think people were
Did you
worried.
get it? Copycat murders.
Very good. This is
Thank
serious. When people died at the hands of this cat.
Okay, if he did it.
That's true. Well, we'll find out this episode for sure. But yeah, I mean, people started worrying about Bill Murray on the set of Garfield, especially people thought he took it a bit too far, like when he actually got himself neutered. Eating water out of a bowl.
Eating water out of a bowl, yeah.
Catching mice. Giving them to people on the set. And they're like, Bill, enough.
Just like sitting in this really strange position with one leg up in the air and just like really going to town, licking his groin. So Murray, yeah, that is a... Murray, Garfield, Geldof.
Murray as Garfield in cahoots with Geldof.
What an evil triumvirate.
Those are the exact words that I would use for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm very, very... I don't know. I think it's certainly a fresh take on who the Zodiac Killer was.
Well, I mean, it's like we've said, it's a case that is still open. I mean, it's gone very cold, obviously, but it is a case that is very much still open, and people are actively still looking into it. But there's just been so many dead ends and so many false leads that I think to look at it with a fresh perspective would be the right thing for the case.
I think this is a very fresh perspective. I think that nobody has ever suggested that Garfield and Geldof have done it. Okay. Who else is on this? You've got this big... I see you've wielded this whiteboard with all these pictures of different faces on. You've drawn circles around them and drawn lines between them all, and there's some words scribbled on that I can't make out. Who's that? Who's the next face along from Garfield and Geldof and Bill Murray?
Let me just move a few bits of... Sorry, some of these aren't investigation things. I was just doing some colourings earlier.
Yeah, I can see there's a post-it note there with just loads of pictures of penises that you've drawn.
Yeah, well, you've got to take a break in between in between investigative breaks.
Yeah, let your creative juices flow.
Exactly, let all the juices flow.
Exactly, as all good investigators must do.
Right, well, this person might come as a bit of a shock. Someone we've mentioned on the podcast before. Michael Parkinson.
Michael bloody Parkinson.
Yeah, the age puts him about right. He would have been alive at the time, which, for me, that makes him a pretty prime suspect.
Well, I say he's in his... If I was to take a rough guess at Michael Parkinson's age, I would say 74 to 76.
Oh, I'd have said older than that.
Really? 77 to 78?
I'd have put him in his 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So 50 years ago, he was in his 30s.
Killing age.
Killing age, yeah. Once again, the age to kill at. Okay. Motive?
I would say because famously he doesn't like people.
No.
I mean, all those chat show episodes that he did, talking to Muhammad Ali, Billy Connolly, Meg Ryan, all those people that he spoke to, you could just see that he was doing it through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
And he had a real disdain for the world around him.
Yeah, well, he was a Yorkshireman, so
yeah, exactly.
It stands to reason, doesn't it?
Oh, I didn't think... I'll put that on the board. Yorkshireman.
Yeah. Right, circle that.
Yeah.
That's in red.
Thank you, I didn't think of that.
Yeah. He, as far as he's concerned, Leeds should be the capital of, if not the UK, then the world. And the state of things as they are, it probably drives him mad. Absolutely mad. Possibly mad enough to kill.
Exactly. And he has had a column in the paper. Probably saw like the little crosswords and Sudokus in the back and thought, hang on a minute, I could do a few of these little brain teasers.
The cryptograms that he sent to the police. If I'm not mistaken, a cryptogram is just a coded message, isn't it? Yeah. I tell you what would be really interesting to know is if on his chat show he ever interviewed Bill Murray or Bob Geldof.
Well, now that you mention it, I know he's interviewed Bob Geldof. I don't know if he... if he has interviewed Bill Murray, I think we can call this case closed. Doesn't matter about my other suspects. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Well, so we've got the motive. We've shed a bit of a light there on the means, in that he might be working with the Geldorf Garfield Murray troupe. Any other? How do you think he would have done it? Well,
I think being a Yorkshireman, now that you mention it, he would have given him a good stiff kick up the face.
Okay, yeah. A Yorkshire kiss, as they call it.
Yeah, that's right. A wedding in Yorkshire, when they say you may now kiss the bride, it's a very bloody, messy affair.
Oh,
It's I've been to many a Yorkshire wedding in my time, and it's you need like one of those big plastic sheets, like at SeaWorld, for when the blood spurts on over on.
I thought a Yorkshire wedding was when two criminals are handcuffed and put in the back of a police wagon together. A Yorkshire wedding, the kind of union of them, sat in the back together. But it's you're talking about an actual wedding, are you? Matrimony.
Yeah, matrimony. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, and going back to coded messages, there is in fact a coded message in the Parkinson theme song.
The Parkinson theme song. Now we've never mentioned the Parkinson theme song, have we?
Well, you see, we've mentioned it a couple of times on the podcast,
we have,
and the more we mention it, I'm kind of like thinking, so what is it about this that I keep returning back to? Why do we keep mentioning this theme song?
Something deep in it, isn't there?
That's right. Now,
There's a little recap.
Yeah. So, with that, it is actually Morse code. The doo-doos and the bidda-biddas, they all mean... They all mean
dots
something.
and dashes.
That's right.
And what does it spell out?
My name is Parkinson, I am the Zodiac. I killed a lot of people and I'm coming back to host a show on the Beeb. And
then on ITV.
Hey, you will never catch me.
Oh, how do I never put this together before? It was all there. It was so obvious.
That makes him quite a good suspect.
The
fact that he admitted it.
Suspect. I think a confession of sorts.
Very bold and brash of him to put it in one of the most iconic TV themes of all time.
Do you know what, though? I bet they never thought anybody would run it through a Morse code machine.
That's right.
A Morse decoder. And when he was on ITV, he was preceded by Inspector Morse. Very odd. Very odd.
Oh my god!
That's the web that's forming. God, yes, I can see why you look like you've been working on this quite a lot. I mean, you've got this sunken eyes, you've pale skin, you've not been in the sun for weeks. That's obvious.
No.
Have you been eating? You look like maybe just a cup of soup every 48 hours.
I've mainly, whenever I've kind of written on bits of paper and I found that they've been dead leads, I've eaten those bits of paper.
Is that why some of the post-it notes on your board are just drawings of pies and sausages?
That's right. I'm trying to make each dead lead as appetising as I possibly can.
Yeah, okay.
But it's difficult.
So, for example, we know that the Zodiac Killer didn't kill someone with a sausage, so you can eat that one.
That's right. Yeah, there's no... I mean, if there are any food-based killings with the Zodiac, we would never know about them because I'd have just scoffed the bits of paper.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, so... Well, thank you very much for working so hard on it.
No, it's quite all right. It's nice to kind of like get a fresh perspective like yourself in, so we can just kind of hash out these ideas.
Yeah, I'm a soundboard for you to just bounce your ideas off of. Absolutely, yeah. And you were quite concerned when you came in, whether anybody else would be in the building or whether the doors are locked. I mean, are you worried about this information getting out?
Well, I've been working on this for some time now, and since I have been, I've noticed a few things.
Like what?
Just like strange men hanging about my street.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What sort of strange men?
Just like the most bizarre people that you could imagine. Just like people, I mean, they're wearing like normal clothes and like acting really normal.
Right.
And just like saying normal things.
Yeah.
But you just kind of think, no, I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it.
That's very suspicious. Have you ever... I used to get followed around by this guy in a van, and it would play this strange, discordant, chiming music, and then every now and then he'd stop up, and all these kids would run up and buy ice creams from him.
Jeez, fucking hell.
Yeah, that was really weird.
And is this recently?
Yeah, oh yeah, all my life basically, all my life. Every now and then I just hear his chiming music echoing around the streets of whichever city I'm living in. It's following me.
The other day I was waiting for a bus, right? And I kind of like noticed a guy there in a suit holding a suitcase. I mean, instantly just like, hang on, what's in that suitcase?
Yeah.
It was an 8 o'clock bus. And then I thought nothing of it. The next day, he's in there, different suit, holding a suitcase, same bus.
Same bus, same suitcase.
Same suitcase, same guy, same everything apart from the suit.
But a different suit.
Exactly.
Wow.
What I mean, for one thing, why is he getting the same bus every day?
Yeah.
I've tried to think of why. I can't possibly think of. And what's he doing with those suits that he needs a new one every day?
Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really good question.
A good suit will last you 3 weeks. 3 weeks good use.
You wear it every single day from the moment you get up until the moment you go to bed.
Exactly, yeah. They're called suits for a reason because they suit every environment that you're in.
Absolutely. And if you're showering while wearing them, they're getting cleaned as well.
A bathing suit.
Yeah, yeah. You can sleep in it and then it's dry by the morning.
Exactly. So, of course, I picked up his suitcase, threw it through the window of the bus and ran away screaming.
Okay. Well, I think you were right to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just like weird things like that. Things that just seem so coincidental. I just like been picking up on recently. I went to a bakery.
Right.
Do you know what they were selling?
Go on.
Buns, confectionery, pasties.
In a bakery?
I walked in as like, hang on, this is far too convenient for my liking.
Yeah, because all of those things should be in their own separate shops.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a stereotype now that you'd get things like pasties and cakes in a bakery. And bread. They had bread. That was the red flag right there. When I saw that loaf of bread, I was like, I am out of here.
Right. To be honest, bread would be the one thing I would expect in a bakery. But then that's, they're putting what you expect to see in there.
Have you been kind of like putting coasters and lids over your drinks? Like, have you ever left any drinks in a room unattended?
I usually just neck them, whatever it is.
That's okay.
Beer, wine, spirits, hot tea. Yeah.
I mean, I'm alright because I'm just eating paper at the minute.
Yeah.
And just like
nice drawing of a glass of lemonade.
That's been doing me fine, but I'm just worried that they're watching us and putting things in our drinks. They don't want us to know the truth.
Yeah. Oh, just a tip, by the way. This might help you out. You can get aromatic gel pens that smell like nice sweet things like strawberries or lemons. Okay. So if you were to draw a lemon with the lemon-coloured gel pen, it wouldn't taste like it, but taste and smell they work together, so you could get a big whiff of it before you chew that Post-it note up. A bit of flavour for you.
I've been taken to wearing a foil hat when I go to bed at night. I did
notice something different about you when you walked in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still wearing it now. I only usually reserve it for nighttime so that they don't read my dreams.
Which they were doing beforehand.
I can only presume that's how they kind of got wind of me in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm wising up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you certainly are.
Wise is the word.
Wise is the word, yeah. You're very savvy to their tricks.
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, just looking across the whiteboard, still a few more names and faces that I kind of recognise. Who else is on our list of suspects?
Is there anyone up there who is kind of like standing out to you?
Well, Barry and Paul Chuckle, I've noticed, are on there.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Come on, Sean. Barry and Paul Chuckle.
Barry and Paul Chuckle, yeah. The Chuckle brothers, as they're professionally known. It's only just occurred to me now that Chuckle might not actually be their real surname.
You're thinking, see?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, there's so many layers to this, you just keep peeling them back.
I know, well, I mean, like, they picked the surname Chuckle to try and kind of, like, ward us off. Like, they're kind of figures of fun.
Yeah. No one would ever take them seriously. No one would ever expect them to murder. You've got to suspect the least suspectful person.
Well, that's what I've been going with. That's why I've picked the people that I have so far. I've kind of like been working from the furthest I possibly can and then finding my way in the
Working
centre.
your way inwards, yeah.
That's right.
Because this is why you've got such a fresh take, because most investigations will choose the most likely suspect and then go through that methodology until they're either found to be guilty or innocent, and then move on to the next person.
Yeah.
You've flipped that on its head completely.
Most people will look at the facts, the witnesses, and all of the evidence. Bollocks!
Yeah.
Why do that?
You've turned it on its head.
Exactly.
Well, it's a brand new style of investigation. I think we've not seen anything like it since Columbo, with his pretending to be stupid but actually being quite smart.
Yeah, pretending to be... What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
What, about Columbo or about you?
About me?
No, I'm saying his was a fresh take, yours is a fresh take.
Okay.
I'm not drawing any parallels in terms of
For a second,
stupidity, but I will in terms of being dishevelled. I think it's fair to say that with that big overcoat you're wearing and that kind of... You develop a bit of a wonky eye. I think that's maybe too much time staring at a screen. That's the parallel I'm making.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
So, Barry and Paul.
Actually, just the name just sent shivers down me when you said Barry and Paul.
Well, that's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
It's just like when you take away the chuckle, just like two very sadistic sounding men.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You take their signature catchphrase, to me, to you. That's them passing the weapon to one another.
Wow.
So that it kind of confuses the fingerprints, so that nobody's quite sure. One thing that with the Zodiac killings that made it so difficult, he would write taunting letters to them. There wasn't even an instance where he wrote some stuff on the side of this car of like two of the people that he killed. Now you'd think with them sending that to people who studied handwriting, they'd be able to kind of pick out who it was. But what they'd do is one of them would hold the pen and write a letter, and then he'd go, to you, and then the other one would start writing.
Give the other one the pen,
and he'd go, to me. And so one of them was left-handed, one of them was right-handed, and that's how it confused people so much. They just thought, who writes like this?
Some sort of mad, ambidextrous bastard.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, for years people have said the Zodiac Killer, not killers. So they'd never place it to be two light entertainment BBC presenters from the 1990s.
I'm just stunned. I think this is another real breakthrough. You've got a real fresh take with that, certainly.
Yeah, and whenever one of them was killed, oh dear, oh dear.
And they did all the victims' names were Dan. That's weird, isn't it? Never thought about that before.
And you look at a lot of these kind of serial killers, there's maybe like a past trauma in their lives that led them to do these things. Not saying it lets them off, but there's certain kind of like paths and steps that you can see that maybe would bring people to go through this kind of thing. And they had a very rough life with their older brother constantly yelling no slacking at them.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, he gave them hell, didn't he?
I mean, like, and he was doing well for himself. Sometimes he'd be a hotel manager. Sometimes he'd own a pet store. And he'd always be in work, and those two poor sods would always be working for him.
Yeah.
And they'd inevitably screw up the job that they were on.
Oh, he knew that they were going to screw up when he gave it to them. He just did it so he could yell at them.
Exactly. He liked having that power over them. So they kind of thought, how are we going to kind of like get this power ourselves and kind of no longer be in our brother's shadow? And that's when they invented the Zodiac kind of enigma that they went by.
So you're saying that he's as much to blame for driving them to kill?
Inadvertently, yes. The older brother of Barry and Paul Chuckle did have a big impact on the trauma that they suffered.
Now, just remind me, do they both have moustaches, or is it just Paul?
It's only Paul that has the moustache. Is it Paul?
Paul's the big one.
Yeah, Paul's the big one.
Barry's the little one.
Yeah, that's right. Paul has the moustache, and Barry admires his.
Yeah. Barry's got the Magnum 47.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what I've noticed is a lot of your leads, a lot of your suspects are kind of like pop culture light entertainment figures. Some like British, maybe from the 80s, 90s, from the UK. And then I'm just trying to think, going back to where we started, the murders were all committed in California, weren't they?
Well, planes exist, Sean.
Yep. planes exist, boats exist. I'm not saying this discounts any of the people. I'm just saying there's a theme that I've picked up on.
Well, you've just not looked at everyone on my board yet, Sean.
Oh, okay. Moving on then.
Chris Tarrant.
Chris Tarrant. Okay, yeah. So again, he's not really breaking that mould there, is he? He's cut from the same cloth. He's British. He's light entertainment.
Yeah, but look in his eyes, Sean.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying he's not a deviant. I think we all know that. He used to taunt people on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He'd go,
yeah, well,
we could give you this. He'd put the money in the hand, and he'd write out the cheque, and he'd put the money in the hand, and just they try and grab it. He'd snatch it away and say, but we don't want to give you that.
We don't want to give you that.
Exactly.
And that's what that's what I believe he would do with some of his victims. Like he'd kind of like corner one of them, and he'd be like, "Oh, we have the police on the phone. We'll give you 30 seconds to ask for help. There you go." And then they'd kind of like be spluttering and shaking, just like, "Oh, you got to help me." And they'd be like, "Where are you?" It's like, "Oh, I'm coming out in the woods. I don't know exactly where I am." Oh, you ran out of time. What do you want to do now? It's like, it's like 50-50. All right, computer, take away 2 wrong answers. But they didn't have computers back then. Yeah, he was a psychopath.
At that point, computers were the size of a room.
Exactly. And you're like, what are you talking about? And then he'd get out a knife and he'd say, "Oh, we want to give you that." And he'd kill him. Wow, blimey.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I always... this was probably about the sort of time that he was hosting... what was it, Crackerjack or Double Dare? One of those 60s kids shows.
Well, I mean, he was on Tiswas,
Tiswas, that's the one, yeah. Tiswas.
Oh, wait. Tiswas, right. He liked word games, didn't he? Right, what the hell does Tiswas... It's a shame the in Tiswas wasn't a bloody Z. Unless you put it backwards, those S's would look like Z's.
Yeah, I'm not saying...
Just hear me out here.
Yeah, I can see you're processing it.
Do you have a bit of paper and a pencil?
I do. Let's work this out.
Thank you. Right. T-I-S... W-A-S. Never thought I'd be doing this today.
Tarrant. Are we saying it's an acronym?
Yes. So we could have Tarrant is Zodiac.
Yeah.
Will annihilate several. I mean, that just screams killer, doesn't it?
Right, so you've just worked out what the anagram of Tiswas is. Can you just read that back in one go? So
Tarrant is Zodiac, will annihilate several.
Wow. Prescient. How did we not see it sooner? And sorry, you're saying Zodiac instead of Zodiac. Is there some significance to that?
No.
He liked a bit of cream soda, maybe.
Yeah, he was maybe he was a Zodiac. He was obsessed with sodium.
We were just assuming that everybody else who's come before us has got it right, that it is Zodiac and not Zodiac. Maybe everyone else is wrong.
Well, if we remember, his handwriting was fucking awful.
Yeah.
So he could have quite easily been trying to do as an S, but wrote it backwards. And also, if you look at this, Tiswas, when you turn it upside down, Sam Sit.
It does say Sam Sit, actually, yeah.
I can only assume that means something.
Well, actually, the Zodiac Killer did make a demand that a local lawyer, make an appearance on a local TV chat show. The lawyer's name was Belly or something like that, and this guy called in from the chat to the chat show.
Oh, yeah, and was he called Sam?
His name was Sam.
Wasn't it?
And he spoke live on air about wanting to kill people.
See, it all comes around.
It all fits together.
Right. Well,
puzzle piece.
I mean, this is all great, right? All of this.
You're right. This is all great. This is really great work. Really great work you've done.
Dynamite stuff. Yeah. I know. I'll be getting the Pulitzer for this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel we're getting too many close calls now, rather than it being like either one or a small group. I don't know. It's starting to feel like conspiracy.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that people who have worked for the BBC or ITV, and maybe these entertainers aren't as nice as people think they are.
You think there might be some sort of light entertainment cabal?
I know it's a bit unheard of, having these like light entertainment celebrities having like a dark, seedy past.
No,
I know nothing like that has ever happened, but I don't think we should put it past these people.
Well, this implicates a lot of people. I can see why you're worried about the potentially being followed and overheard. It's a good thing we're having this conversation in utter secrecy, in a way that it will never leave this room.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think future episodes of this podcast are going to have to be recorded in like various locations up and down the country, because I just fear for my safety these days.
Or we could use my secret bunker.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, lovely little cosy place.
Yeah, well, have you been there? How did you know about my secret bunker? Well, this is...
All right, last time I came round to record,
Yeah.
I was just looking for you. I didn't know where you were. I was calling your name. I just kind of saw there was a book hanging out of a shelf, and I was like, Sean can't read. What's this doing hanging out of a bookshelf?
It is out of character for me to have a book, yes.
Exactly. So I kind of like pulled the book out, and then this bookshelf just kind of like toppled around. There wasn't a door behind it. I just knocked the bookshelf over. It was me that did that. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah, I did wonder.
But then I looked over across the room and I saw secret bunker, do not enter. So I kind of maybe thought...
So that's how you figured it out?
Yeah.
I knew I should have got Blu-rays instead of books on my bookshelf.
Yeah. Again, sorry about the books. One thing I will say, I don't know if you've been in there since I have, you might want to restock on Mbongo.
You didn't touch my fucking Umbongo.
I drank all of it, I'm afraid.
All of it?
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped making Umbongo about 10 years ago.
Well, I've not drank it since 1998. So I thought, like, fuck it, they drink it in the Congo. They're going to drink it here now. And so I just kind of got a taste for it. I was like, oh, it was like nostalgia on my tongue.
Yes.
And then I just kind of, gallons of it.
Well, that's what I was saving it for. I've been drinking one drop of it every single day since 1999. Oh, now it's all gone. For fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Don't tell me you rifled through my stash of erotic pictures of Jade Goody.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I did.
You bastard. Do you know how difficult it is to get new photos of Jade Goody? that can be considered anywhere near erotic.
No, yeah, that's true. Now, when you say new photos, do you mean photos that have just come to light, or were they freshly taken photos?
Well, I mean new as in taken recently.
I thought she looked a bit odd.
I didn't say the photos were new. They were taken when she was alive and well. You've manhandled the photos. I'm just saying, if I wanted to replace them with new ones, that's going to be very difficult, because I don't even know this Burch, but she's with the Angels now, where she belongs. Maybe
her family has a few erotic pictures of her.
Well, I do keep writing to them and asking. All my letters are returned unopened.
I mean, I'd say they're still grieving, but it was quite a while ago now. I mean, they
probably weren't grieving very long at all, to be honest.
No. You don't reckon so? Don't give a shit?
Nah.
No, well, I don't know. Well, just be a bit more forceful. Like, go to their house. Can I have some more erotic pictures, please?
Of your daughter? Okay, well, mate, I'll pencil that in for tomorrow. I'm going to have to relocate my secret bunker, you realise? You know how much work that's going to have to be?
Just put a padlock on it.
Yeah, I suppose I could hide it as well.
I mean, I pushed the door open.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have "Do not enter Sean's secret bunker." It's kind of scribbled above it in crayon.
I think that would deter people like myself if I saw that.
Okay, well, as long as it's just me and you that know about it, you haven't told anybody, have you?
Look, could I borrow it next Saturday?
Borrow it? How can you borrow a bunker?
Well,
That actually sounds like a great web startup.
Borrow a bunker?
Yeah, it could be the next Uber or Deliveroo.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, technically I gave you that idea, so I think it's only fair.
I don't know about that.
I inspired the conversation that led to that idea happening. I think maybe if I deserve it for a Saturday night.
All right, what are you planning?
Drugs, sex, bit of fighting.
Oh, fighting, yeah.
Yeah, just like anything taboo.
Okay, yeah. Well, as long as you clear up after yourself. And don't touch any more of my fucking confectionery from the 1990s.
Sorry.
I've got so much Tizer in there.
I didn't see the Tizer.
Don't you touch it. Don't you touch it.
You might have to move it because I might not be able to help myself.
It's red in a way that a drink should not be. And it tastes like somehow every fruit and no fruit at the exact same time.
It was a magical time, the 90s.
They still make Tizer. You just have to look really hard for it.
Oh.
And I do. That's what my last expedition to the Himalayas was about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The last known can of Tizer was taken up in the backpack of somebody who died halfway up the mountain. I had to retrieve it.
Yeah, I forgot to ask about your expedition. How did it go? You managed to...
I got the Tizer back, but I did lose 8 Sherpas.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Well, I mean, they're clumsy buggers, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. Famously very graceless. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the last one that died, his dying words were, "Enjoy your fucking Tizer," and I feel like he was probably being sincere.
Yeah, I take that to be quite sincere. I think that's very nice of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on expeditions up there myself.
Oh yeah. It's funny we've never passed each other.
Yeah, I guess maybe we go at different times.
I usually get the 8:00 bus over to the Himalayas.
See, that's the thing. I like a bit of a lie-in before an expedition.
Okay, yeah, that's
usually
fair.
about kind of 11:00.
Well, I'm an early riser myself.
Yeah.
Early bird catches the Tizer, as they say.
No, I went up there trying to get some Sunny D, like 90s tasting.
With all the sugar.
Yeah, exactly. The good 90s, not that kind of horrible crap that they give us these days.
Yeah, that one that's got all the crap taken out of it.
Exactly, yeah.
You want a drink that can turn you yellow.
Exactly, and that's the one to do it.
Yeah, you want to have that nice jaundiced look to you after you've drank a bottle of something.
So I went up with a few Sherpas as well, and I was mean to them, I'll admit it. I was saying Sherpas more like shirkers.
Oh, that is very mean. That is very mean.
I mean, we hadn't even left yet. We were still in the kind of cabin at the bottom of the hill.
Right. They're a proud people. I'm not sure they deserve that.
I soon found that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you do? Did you get any of your Sunny Delight?
Well, I went up there. They were kind of like following me. I was kind of like badgering them all the way up. Like I was throwing bits of badger at them, and they'd never seen a badger before, so they were just confused.
And they're probably quite confused in general, bearing in mind that Sunny Delight probably never made it to Nepal.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's amazing these drinks are making their way there. To be honest, I never thought of that. Anyway, yeah, so we got to the Sunny D, and I didn't realise, but the Nepalese people, they praise it as a god.
Really?
Yeah, Sunny deity.
Is that what the D stands for?
Yeah, that's what the D stands for, Sunny deity.
I never knew that.
And so, of course, I went, because I was, after all this kind of like walking and being carried up a mountain, I was quite thirsty. So I went over there to kind of like have a sip.
Well, as the whole expedition was for the
Exactly.
first sip.
And they pull out these kind of like knives and all this other kind of like weaponry.
Right.
And I was just like, whoa, what's going on there? They point to it, and then they point to the sun in the sky, and then they started chanting wildly.
Wow.
So
it's quite a scene you've ended up in.
So yeah,
quite a predicament.
So I quickly grabbed the bottle and I drank half of it before they grabbed me.
You just went for it.
Yeah, no, I thought, fuck it. I mean, they were carrying me for about a week, right? My back was sore because they didn't cut their fingernails, right?
These bastards.
Yeah, I mean, talk about ingratitude.
Yeah.
So I mean, I admit I was berating them, but I'm sure they know it was all in jest.
Yeah.
And
Bit
like
banter.
when I was kicking them while they were carrying me, they knew it was a joke. They knew it was just mush because we need to get there quicker.
That's classic Burch humour as well. I mean, the number of times you've kicked me and then just stood there laughing.
Everybody knows my style.
Exactly, yeah. It's known the world over.
And so, yeah, they kind of started stabbing me.
I noticed the cuts all over your face, arms, body, and legs.
Yeah, and they threw me off the mountain, off this Nepalese mountain.
Well, that's just a quick way of getting you home. Maybe. Are you sure they weren't still helping you out? You slid right down the mountain, ended up at the back of the cabin before them, I'm sure.
I don't know. They left the knives in me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not so helpful.
No.
Might get caught on a rock on the way down.
But I mean, like I got a swig.
Well, you got a swig. They've got half of their deity left.
Yeah, exactly. So
fair.
who wins?
Well, I think you're both winners. That's what I'm trying to say. I think you're both winners. Okay, well, that's enough about Tizer, Sunny Delight, the Himalayas, and My Secret Bunker.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the Zodiac Killer before we are discovered and before you're tussled off and carried off by secret forces. Now, I noticed on your whiteboard there's actually one giant A4 sheet of paper with someone's face on it, and there's a big load of circles around that. Presumably, that's your prime suspect.
That's quite right. Yes. What we've done so far is there's one figure there in the centre that connects them all.
The ringleader.
The ringleader. That's right.
And who is it?
We've got Garfield. Right.
Yeah.
He's a cat.
I'm writing this down.
Okay.
I've just put Garfield equals cat.
He's a comedy cat.
Okay, I'm writing comedy cat now.
We have got Bob Geldof.
I'm writing not comedy cat.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Not a comedy cat. We got Chris Tarrant.
Bastard.
Comedy twat.
Comedy twat, yeah.
And we got Paul and Barry Chuckle.
Moustache.
Right, so we've got twat, moustache, cat, not cat.
Yeah. So there's only one obvious person who links all these people.
That's right.
All those characteristics.
That's right. Let me just remove this. Oh, what the fuck did it go?
Where did what go?
The bit of paper in the middle. Oh, I probably ate it.
Oh, you didn't.
Fuck. Years of work.
You've eaten it.
I've eaten the prime suspect.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You remember who it is, though.
Just,
what do they taste like?
it was. I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to remember when I would have eaten it. Maybe like some elderberries.
Right. I tell you what. If it tasted like meatloaf, I've got an idea who it might be. Same as if it tasted like iced tea.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah. Okay. Right. So tasted like elderberries. Mary Berry.
Oh my god. We're back to the BBC Light Entertainment.
Yes, here we go. Okay, Mary Berry, for those of you who don't know, Zodiac Killer, and also host of the cake programme.
The cake programme. The Great British Cake Off.
That's the one. Yeah, okay.
Do you think all those people, every week someone's voted off the show, do you think she's just like picking them off one by one? We probably never see those people ever again. They'll never return home to their friends and family.
God, she's still working, isn't she?
She might still be doing it.
Sometimes put sodium in a cake. So Zodiac Killer.
Yep, that's a strong piece of evidence there. Yep.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it all just seems so obvious now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there we all were thinking that Paul Hollywood was the bad one.
Oh, yeah.
We never had any idea that it was Mary Berry who was the Zodiac Killer.
Putting on a front.
Oh, she bakes a nice cake, though.
Oh yeah, you can't knock her for that.
Yeah, say what you like about her and all the murders she's committed. Lovely cakes.
So what do we? So we've cracked the case. She's the ringleader, and she's got several goons, as it were, working underneath
minions.
her. What do we do? Are we gonna kind of let the authorities know? Are we gonna kind of have a bit of vigilante justice?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I prefer the second one.
Yeah.
I mean, not only because there are people that are kind of watching us and watching our every move to see what we're doing and actively want us to fail. These are all very popular people.
Yeah.
Garfield and Mary Berry. So they want us to fail.
There's so much at stake. There's so much riding on those people's careers.
And I love vigilantism, me.
Yeah, I know. You're always tracking people down, aren't you?
Very passionate about, I mean, they don't even have to be guilty of anything half the time.
I'm just happy to dole out some vigilante justice on them.
Yeah, they get the idea. What they like when I'm beating them to a pulp, and they're like, "What are you doing?" It's like vigilante. All right.
It's sort of like trickle down vigilante justice. Like even if some of the people you beat up are innocent, it sort of trickles down to the guilty in society, doesn't it?
That's right. It is very much a pyramid scheme of justice.
Is that why you get me to pay a monthly subscription to be part of your mob?
Yeah. Well, I think it's only fair.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
3 square meals a day.
Yeah, I mean, we're treated very well. We've got our own little base camp.
So, this vigilante justice, what we're going to do, we're going to kick the old woman in the shins.
Give her a Yorkshire kiss.
Oh, yeah, go back to that. Yeah, or maybe Parky deserves that, seeing as that was...
I think they all need to... What we need to do, if this was Hollywood, what we'd do... Not Paul Hollywood. What we do...
he's, as far as I'm concerned, he's in the clear.
Yeah, okay. Never before has he been considered as innocent as this, but compared to Mary Berry, he is. I'm thinking we do it like Kill Bill style. We take out all of the lower level, the goons, one by one. You know, L Driver, Orenishi.
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah, anyway, so just like in Kill Bill, we work our way up. We take out the subordinates first, and then we go to, what is it, Costa Rica or something, where Mary Berry's living her retirement life, and just fuck her up.
Kill Berry.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a samurai sword. You've got a samurai sword as well, haven't you?
That's one thing we have in common, isn't it?
That is the one thing that we have in common.
Love of samurai swords.
Yep, that's how we met, isn't it? Samurai fighting class.
That's right, yeah, back in the day. Oh, happy
back
memories.
in feudal Japan.
That's right. Great times.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love I can imagine that. Just like in the Kill Bill films, just like driving down a highway, like black and white. It's like, I've killed a lot of people to get here. Chris Tarrant. The chuckles. And I've only got one person left on my list. Berry.
I love it.
Well, I think...
So not only are we going to dole out some justice, we'll probably make some money selling this to Hollywood.
Well, you had the guy, Robert Graysmith, who, during the time of the Zodiac killings, he was just a cartoonist who kind of like took an interest in the whole case, and he ended up writing a book which basically implicated one particular person.
Is that right?
Yeah, as being the kind of main suspect in the crime. They were going to go and apprehend him, but he ended up dying before they could actually get a hold of him. But he was able to publish this book, I think like in the early to mid-90s. So I'm thinking with all the evidence that we have here, and all the vigilante justice that we're about to bring about, not only could we make a very interesting procedural crime non-fiction document, but we could make a pretty kick-ass kind of like action novel.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Truman Capote's In Cold Blood kind of meets Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been done before. We're not doing too badly for our little ideas of films and books. And
no, last week it was The Great American Novel.
Yeah, and now we're kind of like...
a true crime masterpiece.
Oh my God. This podcast is the gift that keeps on giving.
I tell you what, if we make a bit of money out of it, I'm glad she did it.
Yeah,
I feel it was all worth it.
So long as we're all right in the end of it.
As long as we're financially benefiting from it, then...
Oh, yeah.
Mate, do you know what? I tell you what.
Why do you think I did this? Do you think it's because I have any kind of like yearning for justice? I'm in it for the money, mate.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. Your cold, dead eyes. You remind me of a shark, actually, a lot. The way you look out, peer out of those black eyes.
Yeah, I have shark blood in me.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, I keep asking my mum. She'll dodge the subject every time I ask.
Now, I'm just thinking, we're going to get a substantial financial gain from this, right? Why not let her continue her reign of terror just a little bit longer before we dole out of vigilante justice? The more people she bumps off, more money there is for us. You can't see this because it's an audio medium, but I'm doing that thing where you rub your thumb and your two fingers together to say, like, money, money. I'm doing that.
I agree with you. I like the spirit.
Mm.
What I will say is that she's very old, so she might die at any minute. So I guess we'd have to be a bit careful with the kind of how long we leave it, because if we leave it for another 5 years, she might not see the end of that.
Yeah. Oh God, or she might come for us.
That's the point. If she gets wind of the fact that we're actively trying to implicate her to these crimes and pop her off,
If she's running this light entertainment cabal,
which I know she is.
yeah, she might already be on your tail, mate.
Now that I mention it, that bloke in the suit,
He didn't have a nice aroma of freshly baked cakes, did he?
he smelled like cupcakes.
Oh my God! And when you stepped on the bus driver, maybe some lemon drizzle crumbs just around his lips.
Oh no! Oh my God! And the bakery that I went to.
That had cakes in it, no doubt.
Oh my God! I thought it was weird that it had cakes.
All the puzzle pieces fit.
God, she is on to us. There's no time to lose. We're going to have to kick the shit out of her.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. Right.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, okay, right. Time to go. Oh, I'm so glad we get to do this. I've been wanting to.
Oh, I've wanted to beat up an old woman for years. I just never really never had the opportunity.
Oh, right. That was, well, I'm surprised at how well that went. I thought she'd put up a bit more of a fight, to be honest.
Did you think she'd have that many armed guards?
I'm not surprised she had so many armed guards. I'm more surprised at how old they were. They were most of them were about as old as her.
Yeah.
If not older. Some of them.
I think it's quite cruel to have some people like in her employment at that age doing that kind of work.
Well, you can't force people to retire these days, I don't think. So,
no, I guess, 65 now, the age for pension, so you got to kind of keep going until you drop, I guess.
Well, that's it. You stop working at 65 and live till 95. That's 30 years that you're relying on that pension. So I'm not surprised to see some of them still working.
Yeah.
All right, well, a job done. The world's a safer place now anyway.
That's right, yeah. I took lots of pictures for the book.
The book?
The book we're going to publish.
Oh, of course, yeah, the book we're going to publish. Oh, I completely forgot about that. I got so wrapped up in dispatching of Mary Berry, I completely forgot about the book.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like quite good the way we went in there with the punishment. In kind of like Zodiac style. It was kind of like a punishment befitting the crime. Drawing lots of Zodiac symbols on her face and
she did, actually ended up passing away from ink poisoning, didn't she?
Yeah.
I knew I should have... Well, I feel a little bit bad about... I should have picked up some non-toxic markers on the way over. Hey-ho.
Yeah. It was quite funny.
Que sera, sera.
Yeah, quite funny seeing her as a minstrel, covered in like a biro pen.
Right, well, not only have we cracked and solved the case of the Zodiac Killer, which has been an open case for 30, 40, 50 years, we've also doled out some justice to the perpetrator.
That's right. I think we should maybe leave the kind of like the helpers, the goons out of it, mainly because I like the Chuckle Brothers a lot.
Great fun.
They're
Always
fun.
Great fun.
They're funny, those two lads.
Yeah.
They're good. Just let them off.
Yeah.
I think we got the ringleader. That's the main thing.
They'll just be running in circles now anyway without her.
Mm.
So, I mean, this has been another episode of the Crime Fighting Mailbox Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
Where can people reach us?
Oh, they can reach us lots of places. They can reach us at Mailbox Rogues, all one word. That's our Twitter handle. Or you can reach us by email, mailboxroguesgallery@gmail.com.
Lovely.
Listen to us on iTunes, on Podbean, on YouTube.
I knew that one.
Oh.
All right, okay. Well, anything more to say on the matter of the Zodiac Killer?
Nothing more. A job well done.
I was going to say those exact words. Job well done.
A job well done. Maybe next time we can have a look at Jack the Ripper or some other unsolved crime.
Yeah, going to be a bit harder to dole out the justice, but worth cracking the case anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Well, I've been participating. I've not been listening, but
I wasn't talking to you, but yeah, thanks very much for listening. You really take everything I say on board.
Yeah, well, you gotta give a bit of back and forth.
Yeah. And I've been Sean.
I've been James or Burch.
Toodles.
Toodle-doo.